with the mutant. You don't like that, do you?
Oh, what? Are you kidding me? Did you see that shot?
A headshot on your boy Dre through the smoke.
One tap.
Well.
Piece of info's all he needs. Honey Badger. He hears him indeed. Flashbangs out. Vegas. Fairly holding on.
Vegas is flash.
And he's outside. Oh, he's forced the issue.
Oh, winner. So, oh my God, that nade is on the money. They're both gonna go down too.
Want to have one guy that's popping off first aid or medkit while being fully boosted, and you can only pop those off if you have taken damage. So that's why they went outside to take a little bit of damage. And you see in the bottom you have Mr. Bader that has taken a little bit of damage. He's gonna be the one who's gonna be healing for Unique, and it looks like Winside is all gonna be healing.
Oh
They're
my
like,
God.
they don't know.
Oh man.
Oh,
What is this ending? Let's see. I think it is gonna be the guy. Yeah.
So much water. Oh my word. That is. Oh.
Oh no.
That's it. Hold on. Beagle.
Pyro. Beagle trying to get into the U.S. Not able to get into the vehicle. Get in. Oh no. Beagle.
He's gonna jump on. Oh. What? No way!
That's what you get. Run him over. Holy Beagle. That has to be the best play I've ever seen. Fourth guy doesn't spot him. No. That is it! Adam! That's it! No! That is it! It is over! Somehow, Pug pulls a win out of their ass! My God! Are you shitting me?
Closing on himself.
Oh, that's one.
That's
Oh my God!
He gets three of them straight away. He's gonna flush them. No, he only gets two. No, is it free? Yeah, he gets three of them. So he's only Adam left here right now. Zappa, he's going totally nuts.
This is literally why he's one of the best players, if not the best.
Disclaimer. After Hours with
Sorry, I was tuned
Mustache
out for a
Dave
second
is
listening to
filmed in
Dave
front of
what
a
we were talking about.
live audience. The views and
We're talking about Dave.
opinions
We're talking to
captured
Dave.
during the live audience
Talking about
filming
Dave.
does not reflect the views.
All right, so that's the disclaimer. Whatever the crowd says, it's not my opinion. But
That's what I'm
let's go
wondering. You won't tell me.
into the next segment. I call a little bit of Dinner Dash.
We are here with a dinner dash with Mustache Dave.
Oh no.
This place El
so we can say whatever we
Tropico, a
want.
little neighborhood
Exactly.
Cuban cuisine place. The desserts looking so good. That's always the first thing I do when I go to a restaurant. So I check out them desserts and coffee.
What the fuck is this, dude?
Look at all the coffees looking so
Isn't that
good.
dinner
So
dash where you don't pay for the
you know, I'm gonna break this place down just in case you're ever
dining dash.
in the hood
That's what it's
near
doing.
me and you need some good food or bad food. I got you covered. I'm gonna give it a review
down,
at
get the
the end
chicken
of
soup.
the video. I think out of 5 chickens. So we'll see. 5 chickens being the best. And in my reviews, I cover location,
So what's the
the
point of us all
atmosphere
being here
within the
for the show?
restaurant, then the food,
Enjoying
of
the
course.
experience.
So, first of all,
well,
location right across the street from the beach. Easy access for your boy Mustache Dave. And the
Save that.
food. I ordered
The thing is, that would be toxic.
La Plancha
on Twitch.
is
Idiot.
it's pounded chicken is what they
Interesting.
call it. It's a flat chicken. Gotta get them onions on top, and then they give you a little lemon. They squeeze
Like
the lemon
sauce.
juice on the chicken.
Yeah.
And it
Dude,
tastes
Cody
good.
Risman.
And of course, the rice and beans just
safe for us?
steaming.
Hi, Hambino.
Make
Can you
my
hear
mouth
us?
water right now.
Rod's
What's up,
always safe for
plantains?
us.
And I always order
Bro,
chicken
I'm
noodle
so
soup.
close to just ordering some
I don't
food
know.
right
I just love chicken noodle
You
soup.
won't?
You gotta squeeze a lemon in there.
So good.
And here's the
They
dessert,
do.
the flan
With the way he's
with
talking
a
about this, it's
a
like slightly
cappuccino to wrap it on up. So you know, the
bro, I'm
food
struggling.
it looks good. It's visually
Caramel
appealing to the eye,
Boxing?
in my
Basically.
opinion. I don't know about what you guys think,
You guys know
but
Mossy Twit?
after eating it, all the things that I mentioned. All right. Heard a couple people in the crowd saying I'm a quitter. Usually I like to get my food and take it to go to eat it later as well. But thanks for tuning on in. Thanks for funneling on in. This is the first episode, as I mentioned, a little confusing, I know, but hopefully down the road everybody will kind of get to understand the vision where just join the channel. Join the Discord and have a good time. It's like a view party. You guys are part of the audience. Just pick, like if I do something good, you guys can clap if you want. I don't know. This is filmed in front of a live audience. So we already did the highlights of the week. We already did a little segment I call Dinner Dash, and now I have hey, got some people. What's up? How's it going, Hambino? Got some people
I remember
coming
that.
on in. Let's go to I think Sharpshot. Quick words from Sharpshot. This is a very short stream, by the way. Welcome. We are here with a player spotlight. You guys know him by now. If you don't, let's welcome him on into the show. SharpshotHD from Wildcard Gaming, stacking the deck. Sharpshot, thanks for joining me today. First of all, how you doing today?
Good, man. Thanks for the invite.
All right. So let's see. This is a player spotlight, so it's mainly going to be all about you, kind of diving into your accomplishments and pretty much what makes you who you are. So let's get right into it. You came onto the scene, DreamHack Austin, your first land, made it through open qualifiers. You want to break that down? I mean, what was the experience like?
Copyright that real quick.
I mean, it was a great feeling to finally make it. I played so many open qualifiers. I played the first one for Oakland, Katowice, and it just felt great to make the DreamHack one.
All right, and what it says 13 kills. Was that 13 kills for the whole event or through the open qualifiers?
That was for the LAN. I think during the open qualifiers they got 19 during the final set of games.
All right, 19 kills. So that was your first LAN. And then
he wanted the name. He wouldn't even let them keep the
United
name.
States. So your first international one, was that in Sweden? That was GLL, where we actually met, right?
Yeah.
And you guys got 4th place there. Any highlightable moments from there that you can recall?
Nah, not really. It's kind of like
not
average
really.
event.
Yes.
No, I didn't have any highlights. I had some snipes. I think my most damage gun was an M24.
All right, you had some snipes, but how did the team go? I mean, the team synergy. I remember you guys winning. I think back-to-back games, if I can recall.
I think it's pretty.
Yeah, all our games were won on Miramar. The back-to-back game, that was awesome. We had a bad second day, which probably lost us a tournament, and we had a really good first day and second day, which held 4th place.
So that was in Sweden. You said all your wins came on Miramar then during that LAN?
If you go just off of,
Yeah.
Okay, so how long ago was that? That was like what, 4 months ago, I want to say. Not exactly sure. Something like that. Have you guys as a team improved your Erangel play? I mean, now we see pretty much a 50-50 split between both maps, which is kind of standard on competitive play. I know last night in PUBG Online, you guys had some sweet Erangel games, but how do you feel as a player?
On
Miramar
versus Erangel? On Erangel?
Yeah, like how the team performs, you know?
I feel like we performed good on both maps, like equal. But like sometimes there's FPS issues with Miramar recently, so like
Monster Zero, better. White, whatever the fuck
it is. Right now.
That's what I'm drinking.
All right, I mean, have you guys like implemented, like practiced anything in particular that you could talk about? Because the original question was Sweden, you guys got first places on Miramar. How come you didn't on Erangel at the time?
I don't know. I guess we just had a Miramar type of week.
I
don't know. We usually do good on Erangel too.
All right, a Miramar type of week.
Got some good eyebrows, bro.
I actually think okay, so that was your first international, and we skipped one in between.
He looking like a
WSOE. Now you weren't playing with Wildcard.
Like a snack,
you were with Tempo Storm as a sub. This was in Las Vegas. Ooh, what a event!
Wait, he's 16.
I mean, you were fragging out. You were fragging out. What was it? 25 kills for the whole event, or was that 25 kills in one day?
There's a fine that There's a
That was the
fine
whole
difference
event.
between-
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised
Vegas is my friend, so
because
we're
a
friends by
lot of people
association, see?
they associate you with
Well, like the
fragging
enemy of
out.
my enemy is my friend, but-
Why is that?
Cody, can you ready up?
I don't know, just consistent fragging ability, winning 1v1s, getting high kills in
Guys, we're in a
leagues and
public
tournaments.
Discord on live stream, and they're asking for comments.
And what makes you that player that is able to consistently frag out? Is it your team gives you that freedom to do that, or is it all mechanical? I mean, what makes you different apart from other players, right?
Like we were mid-play pub.
Well, I'm kill hungry a lot of the time.
Just chill, simmer.
My team doesn't really like put me in the top fragger position. We're kind of just all equal fragging ability. But I'm always there. When there's a kill, I try to get it. So yeah.
So is there kind of like a mentality among the team on who can get the most kills per game? Like, is there a little mini competition within the main competition? I mean, what's the energy levels like?
Now we just all frag equally. No one really tries to outfrag anyone, I don't think. I don't. I mean, I am kill hungry, but I don't try to outfrag my teammates specifically.
So you don't see yourself making riskier plays than you would normally do just in order to remain that top fragger on the squad?
Oh no, I do that.
You do it. All right. Is there one moment in particular that you can recall recently that you might have done that?
Yeah, last night we had a early fight with Envy and an early fight with Temple Storm, and I just pushed Temple Storm in a 2v1, and then even that I knew I was like gonna get third partied maybe. I just still did it. I got double kill and then almost got the third. And on Envy, I had two really good initial frags on them, and then I just came up, cleaned up the other two. So it was basically a 2v4 because the other two teammates had knock and they were rezzing.
So, in 2v1s, all right, you being the one, do you feel like you usually win those fights?
Maybe not against like a really good player if he's in the mix, unless I get him first. Maybe if I get him first and his teammates like not paying attention, I can win it.
Do you see yourself getting into a lot of 2v1s though? Like,
not really. I think last night was like the only time I had like two 2v1s.
So most of your fights are either 1v1s or you picking them apart with the sniper?
Yeah, I would say.
All right. And your favorite sniper, do you have one?
No, not really. I like them both.
All right.
I guess the if that counts.
Okay. Yeah. Of course it counts. All right. So if they get an in your hands, you're good to go. So that's pretty much your current LAN, right? Experience. And now we have some upcoming LANs for you. You guys were first place in GLL online, and now you guys are getting invited back to. I don't know. Is it in Sweden again? I don't know exactly where it's at. But
yeah, I think it is.
Is it the same spot? I don't know. But you guys are getting invited back. So how does that feel? I mean, you're coming back to another LAN. Last time you got 4th place.
I definitely think the goal is to get better than 4th place, and for me, my goal is to get more than 17 kills. That's the goal. I feel it's good to get another chance, you know.
Yeah, no. I mean, you guys earned it. Yeah, you guys definitely earned it. I mean, first place in GLL season 1, was it it says all season long. So the whole alpha lobby. You guys didn't get bumped down once?
Not once. We're in alpha lobby the whole time.
My goodness. I mean, you guys are wild card as a team. I remember when you guys kind of first kind of came together, how all the hate, right? I mean, there was hate. There was hate.
Oh, yeah, there was hate.
There was hate, man. What do you have to say to those haters now, a couple months down the road, and how the team's been performing?
I ain't got nothing to say to them. I got something to say to wild card though. I'm glad they gave me a chance because a lot of other organizations didn't give me a chance because I have a back ban on my account.
All right.
They thought I was cheating at the same time.
Yeah. What game was that for?
CS:GO.
All right. So you quit that game. Back ban. I don't want to talk about that unless you want to talk about it. What happened? I guess now you gotta talk about it.
Me and my little brother shared an account, and he got on it.
That's
most
it.
Of the time to play CS:GO. Yeah.
Sharing accounts?
Yeah, and I never switched off. I just always shared it.
All right.
And then
All right.
after he got off, I just kept playing on it. I didn't want to switch accounts, and I wasn't like really thinking when I got into PUBG about that.
I mean, I would have never thought you can get in trouble for sharing accounts. Was it like on a competitive
he
level?
was cheating. I think.
Oh, he was cheating.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. So, what org has turned you down, if you don't mind me asking?
I mean, I'm hoping allowed to say this. It was a lot of works. It was
I mean, you tried out
FlyQuest,
for him. Yeah, you're allowed to say
Envy,
it.
and Tempo. Tempo, FlyQuest, and Envy.
Oh, what the heck? And then you go and help Tempo win a LAN. What a...
That was a long time after.
Yeah, that was a long time after, but what a coincidence, huh? But, all right, so you guys still fragging out in PUBG Online. Doing a great job there. I feel like Wildcard, though, like everyone's a fragger, right? Is there anything in your opinion that can kind of counter that team play? Like another team's out there, if they're trying to build a strategy to combat Wildcard, what would that strategy be?
Try and take your job.
I don't know. You just better get better fraggers than us.
Better fraggers than Wildcard?
You better be on your game, too, if you're going to fight us.
All right. So that's all they can do then. Just be a better fragger, because if Wildcard catches you 9 out of 10 times, you're dead. So
yeah, don't let us get an initial pick, because then you're getting rushed.
Is that every time?
Oh yeah, if we get an initial pick and we're in just like running range, you're getting wrecked.
Do you feel like teams are aware of that strategy at this point in time?
Probably, yeah.
Probably.
Most teams do that. Most aggressive teams, unless you're like a really passive team.
What are their aggressive teams off the top of your head? Can you name?
Envy, they're like even more aggressive than us, because if they get a knock and they're like we only push if we're close by. They could be far away. They just get in cars and they rush.
How many meters for you guys typically do you do that play?
Just running range. Make sure you're able to get there before he gets res, and running range and nade range too.
All right, so nade range and be able to close that gap before the res comes off. All right, gotcha. But Envy, they scan their vehicles and haul ass over there and crash you.
Yeah, I don't like doing vehicle crashes personally.
Just can't get away from them.
Why is that?
I don't know. I just don't like being able to get picked out of your car.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a fighting chance on foot.
Makes sense. So, okay. So, well, that's some strategy. You know, I don't want to make this too long here on the player spotlight for SharpshotHD. Now, I know your dad's a big part of your life as well, as far as your competitive play. Anything you want to say about that? I mean, I know I met him a couple times. I think we said you were gonna grow out your mustache. It's coming out. You're growing it out. You're growing it out. Anything you want to kind of talk about with that? Like, what type of support he provides for you?
I mean, I feel like no other player has the support of their family, like in person at the LANs, you know. And it's really good to have your dad come with you to every LAN, support you.
Yeah, it is.
Does that help you, like mentally?
Does, yeah, definitely. He like gives me a pep talk before every game. He says like, stick with it, you got it, frag out. But GLL Sweden, the next one's gonna be my first time without him. So.
Oh, he's not going there.
Yeah, he can't go.
Oh man, Sharpshot's gonna go nuts that event. You better keep an eye on this guy. He's letting him out the cage. But yeah, so you kind of have your personal mental coach. I want to say then, just keeping you upbeat. That's interesting. He's not gonna be attending it with you. Are you kind of nervous then that you're not gonna have that support system this time around?
Nah, I'm alright.
He'll be able to call you.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I'll keep him on speed dial. So make sure you keep Sharpshot elevated, right? All right, so that's about it. That's anything else you want to kind of highlight about your career so far then for this player spotlight on yourself?
Not really.
Not really. All right. Well, where can they find you? I mean, I got your Twitter above your head on the right now, but where else? Is there any, like, do you stream or anything else?
Yeah, I stream at WC_Sharpshot. Stream almost like at least twice a week whenever I got some free time. That's about it.
All right. Well, hey, hope to see you soon in Sweden. Keep up the great work in PUBG Online, Sharp. And thanks again for tuning in, for sticking around and letting me pick your brain a little bit, sir. So thank you.
Thanks for having me, man.
All right. Well, on to the next one. All right, holy camole, Sharpshot dropping the knowledge onto us. So, once again, just to remind everybody, this is After Hours with Mustache Dave, but I'm trying to get the interactions from the crowd. So, we got a couple audience members back there that are a little rude. I know, their parents never taught them better. But we also have those audience members that are polite, you know. So the whole point of this is to have them interact in the background, talk amongst each other, do whatever they want to do. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. So we're actually gonna come up shortly, like right about now, with some audience interaction. So let's go straight to the hot tweets. All right, so we're back here at the hot tweets section where I'm gonna break down 3 hot tweets I saw this week and kind of get the audience's perspective. So first of all, how much is a delay? Let me know. I can hear the audience. How much is the delay? How many fingers?
It's getting hot in here. Oh.
Who got the spicy tweets?
Holy shit.
Oh, so hot.
How many fingers? This is like 10 fingers.
It's like 5 seconds.
There's 5. There's 5? All right. 7? No, you guys, hold up.
10.
Hey, how much, is there double mic right now? Is there double mic right now? On stream? If not, I could just have me unmuted, right? Yeah, I don't think it's double mic. All right. So, it is double mic? All right.
We hear you late twice.
Yeah, like we can talk to you naturally normally now, but whenever we get the stream delay, so it's about 5-6 seconds.
Oh, got you. So maybe you guys in the audience want to mute the stream, right? Because we're gonna have a conversation now with the audience. So let's go to the hot tweets real quick. We were talking to him earlier, Minute. I think he went to sleep right now, but this is where I want to get the audience's opinion here. Let me turn up the audience a little bit. Here you go. How to make competitive PUBG more interesting. So, Minuteman threw out some ideas, right? Increase the speed of the plane, increase the maximum distance for parachuting, increase the loot overall, decrease early game time. I mean, I'm looking at the audience right here. I got a bunch of you guys in here. We see you on the 17, Alex, Belfort, Dante, Esquire, Exco, Kenan, Kingdom. I mean, Little Pride. What do you guys? Anyone have an opinion on?
I think it's great.
To start with, I actually had a little bit of a conversation with him while NA scrims were going on because we were watching those all together, and he was leaning into the popularity of Sandhawk for casual players. And so if you apply these onto like Miramar or Angle, then you'll have similar drop patterns to what you would see on Sandhawk. And he feels like that would create a little bit more universal play styles. So that way people would have more loot like happens on Sandhawk. You can kind of drop wherever you wanted like on Sandhawk. And I kind of agree with it to a certain degree.
Anyone else?
Yeah, some testing is going to be going on in the coming days for some new things that can be done.
But I don't think you can control those in the...
No, not well. Increase the loot is going to be done.
Yeah.
And then changing the early game timers for first and second zone, stuff like that. So those are things that are in the works for competitive players to get ahead of it and kind of try it out before any final decisions are made. So that should be in the coming days here.
I think overall we need a new spectator system, and there definitely needs to be a big meta change. For
the spectators.
They improved the spectator system almost every patch I've noticed. I mean, I'm starting to love it.
Like we got those numbers now that pop up with damage indicators if you have them up and active.
Yeah, that's cool. But
you need to be able to see raw talent and raw flicks like in CS:GO or like nice shots. Like, it's just stupid how like you can hit an insane shot and it looks mediocre on stream.
Yeah,
I
agree with that.
True.
I think that's going to come down to the client used though too. Like if you actually lean into the LAN client a little bit more, whenever everybody's playing that in the league, I think they'll probably be faster because right now we're having to deal with all the online delays and blah 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 blah.
I mean, I feel like they're updating the spectating client a lot to kind of help increase that competitive, enjoyment factor. But I mean, why don't? I mean, who said that? Vegas, right? What do you mean by those quick flick moments? Like an auto kind of?
No. There's a clip of I think it was Uba or something. I don't know. It was one of the like European or /CIS players.
Yeah.
Where a bike was driving by like 100 miles an hour, and he flicked on it, like quick scoped and headshot him off the bike. But on spectator, it's super clunky. You have no idea what the shot even looked like, and it was really annoying. Like that was insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with what Consig said in chat. Like, even if pros do manage to like test out settings and then find ones that are better like they're not going to be implemented for what, like a year until next set of Pro League. Like EU's already started, they're not going to change that. Or it's pretty unlikely.
I mean, if they're only dealing
About NA though.
because you have to remember we're dealing with splits
Global
too.
settings.
So we're going to be dealing with about 8 weeks of time. So like if we do the first split and then we have the settings changes kick in the second set, I think based off of the schedule, that's like what, April, somewhere.
Yeah,
around
you'll definitely see meta changes in between the splits because we have there's like an international in between each split, right? So at the international, they might change right after that international. Oh, we could do this better. Like a prime example is I know the Koreans are doing, for a while they were doing first circle. You could see first circle before the plane even showed.
Yeah.
Before you, which is crazy. But it does change the meta, and
They do 3 times loot as well.
yeah, they do 3 times loot.
What
as
they
well.
need to
yeah.
fix is the
Really
crouching.
good.
So there is those meta changing things that you can see, and it does affect a lot of teams. With 16 teams in a lobby, it can make a top tier team turn into a bottom tier team. It's the same as the 2016 meta, where there was some great 16 teams who couldn't adapt to the 20 team meta. You know what I mean?
I mean, the meta is important. Like that's a real factor for it. But naturally, most people are going to play and you have to understand, a pro player. Well, you guys understand this, but for everybody that's watching, a pro player's job is to figure out the best way to break the game in their favor. Like that's really what a pro esports player is always trying to do, is trying to find whatever the rules allow them to do to maximize their benefits. So the rules and settings, specifically like scorings and timings of circles and stuff like that, and how loot is affected, I think that helps define the meta to a certain degree.
Well, what do you think about, so far it seems like everyone's kind of on board with Minutemen's opinions, but what about the maximum distance parachuting? I feel like that kind of gets into the realm of Fortnite and Blackout, how you could just kind of cruise the whole map. I don't know how I feel about that one.
I don't think that's good, because then you don't see that early game contestation for cars and stuff, which really should be part of the game.
In my opinion, the distance is fine. Increase the speed, it cuts time off the game too. If you're long floating, it shouldn't take you 2 minutes to sit there in the air and do nothing.
But the downside to it is the fact that you're wholly dependent on plane pads then, because sometimes you end up with some really terrible plane pads.
But you can go really fast down and get a car.
What if they made like 2 types of parachutes? One that goes far and one that goes short. You could change.
I don't know, but it's like
the shorter one goes faster. That would be
the shorter one goes faster, and then the longer one goes farther, and you can change it while you're in the game. That's what I'm saying. You could change it like from the plane.
I think a prime example of that is today in NA scrims we saw the plane that was super south of Picado, and it went straight from west to east south of Picado. And that plane, everyone north had to fight for cars. So Wildcard and Optic fought for cars, Dig and FlyQuest fought for cars, and then other teams to the east fought for cars. So that's the issue, is when you get those south planes or heavy north planes, it does cause fights early. But honestly, I don't see a problem with that, because later in the game you do see a stacked side. So like, for example, if it's a south plane, the south is heavy, and then that means the north's clear, which it changes the way you play completely.
It's interesting because by him wanting to make people be able to fly further, like Xco just said, like if they can't fly further and the plane's real bad, then you have more fights early, which is like it's more interesting to watch for viewers, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But then there is still that skill element, because I mean, you know where the plane path is going when you're in Spawn Island or whatever. So like you already have that like skill element of like, what am I going to do based off this plane path?
All right.
We should just make it
Whoa.
that way. There's no circle, and it's a survival game. And you have to search the whole map to figure out where everyone's at. And then you have to go get
zombies?
food and kill boars. Yeah, and there's zombies. You have to kill food.
All right, so
like
as a whole,
and then
sounds like you're
whoever
talking about
survives the
RuneScape.
longest wins.
As a
I feel
whole,
like you should be able to fix your tires.
do we give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down for his tweet? I mean, put some ones in the chat if you agree.
Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up,
thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. So mostly thumbs up for Minutemen's tweet. You know, he's trying. That's what counts.
I think everybody can essentially agree.
I got one thing. Listen up, boys.
Yeah. Last thing for you.
What if you were able to fix your tires? Like, what if you had like an option where you could like fix tires?
I mean, that's interesting. That would be an interesting mechanic.
So people don't get fucked on rotates.
Let's go on to the next one. From WTF Moses. If PUBG goes free to play tomorrow, how do you feel? This was from him a couple days ago that I found was interesting. And then actually like a day after, we saw it was free to play on Xbox. So,
The only correct answer is that there's going to be so many cheaters, it would be ridiculous.
It doesn't even affect most pro players because 80% of pro players don't even play pubs anyway.
I think it would likely be the best thing for PUBG to do right now.
Well, okay, let's.
If they had a good anti-cheat, that
It
worked.
requires two things. You guys are talking about cheats and everything else like that, but it requires them to actually have a decent purchasable cosmetic system, which I think that they're starting to move towards with these crates and the Harley Quinn and Joker skins, because you still have to make money off of it. Being able to actually purchase the skins you want, I think, would allow them to go free to play. And I mean, we're starting to see, like we were talking about beforehand, like a lot of people have started to notice there is actually an uptick in new players from PUBG. It's almost like the Call of Duty game, whenever, like Black Ops, whenever it came out, actually made people go, oh, you know what? PUBG's actually kind of interesting. Let me go check it out, and started playing that. So we do need to have something that allows for a competing player base, but we also have to have them be able to make money. Well, cheaters are going to be rampant no matter what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about cheaters. I think if it goes free to play, that opens up the floodgates in a sense. You know, we've seen the numbers lately. PUBG's doing just fine, but imagine if they let it go free to play, all those noobs coming in and having a good old time from their PCs or whatnot. Even cross-platform, that could benefit PUBG, kind of like how Fortnite is doing. I mean, does anyone have any thoughts on the free to play that they want to add to it? Vegas?
Are you talking about PUBG cross-platform or?
I'm talking PUBG if they go cross-platform, if you think that would be good, and if they go free to play.
It'd be fine cross-platform if it was console restricted, like console cross-platform.
I don't want to see an
Xbox,
Xbox
PS4.
player try to fight a guy on PC in this game.
I mean, this isn't
You know what?
comp
Fuck it.
play.
I'll take the KD.
We're not
I'll
talking
take the
comp
KD.
play here, guys. You know, we're not talking from your perspective. We're just talking about it as a game.
Even as a game, if you've seen public match like experiences on Xbox, it's bad.
It's not a good look.
Yeah.
All right. So is this a thumbs up or a thumbs down then for a tweet?
Thumbs up.
Yeah,
Free to
thumbs up for
play
going
is,
free to
is
play.
all right.
Thumbs
Probably
up,
no
thumbs up.
to the cross-platform.
One's in the chat if you want thumbs up, twos if you want thumbs down. All right. Three. That's a maybe. Oh, a couple twos. All right. Anyone else have anything to add to the
I love
free
how
to play?
Vegas is in chat, but goes with the 3.
Well, he likes to get his point across. So
I got confused.
Lost 2 votes.
I think if there's a middle
Just
ground,
because it's Moses.
if there's a middle
Yeah,
ground,
I
I
saw
think
Moses,
at least
and I go, I refrain.
at least drop the price.
drop the price. Drop the
Yeah,
price.
they need to make it
10,
like
10 to 15.
Yeah, 10 to 15 like CS:GO.
All right,
It's gotta be
let's
cheap.
go
I
to
thought
the
it was
last
gonna
one.
be
Let's go to the last one.
Mark?
Now, of course, if you guys think there's a hot tweet out there you want me to discuss next time, just let me know. Last one, of course, by Mustache Dave. Can casual players relate to the competitive scene? And there is actually a lot of discussion on this post. And as you see in that vote, the last time I checked, it was pretty much 50-50. Can casual players relate to competitive scene? What do you guys think, audience?
No.
No.
Yes.
It's 2 different games.
No.
Yeah.
The basic mechanics carry. Learning how to rotate properly, learning how to think through rotations, learning how to push buildings, all of those skills translate over.
Rotation's really different. Like,
I
no one in
don't
PUBG
think
thinks about
rotations.
rotates. I
Yeah,
don't even think
rotations
about
definitely
rotations.
don't
PUBG just
translate.
park center compound and drive straight at it.
But see, you guys are still thinking of it like as pro players. Like, there's a lot of things that if you casually watch, it's the same thing for any esport. It's not like whenever you play CS:GO, you're playing the same game, but it's not played the same way. Whenever you play League, it's not the same. It's still the same game, but it's not played the same way. Pro player meta is going to be different, but the skills you can take away are still going to be highly instrumental for anybody who will learn more.
Yeah, the fundamentals are still there.
I don't know. I'd say the fundamentals even are different because,
Yeah, I
like
agree.
for CS and League, like you're forced into sort of playing the same way. Like you have 2 bomb sites you have to defend or whatever. Like blah blah blah. For casuals, like they hot drop, they chase crates. Like they just have fun playing the game, sort of thing. Like it's
So does Moody.
you're not forced into playing the game the same way that like quote unquote pro players are.
But if you're wanting
If
to
you
play
make a
sweaty-
rotation in a pub game, you're likely not going to get punished for any type of mistake.
well, yeah. See, but
Plus the
things come
settings
down
are
to it.
different
It's like,
as well.
all of
Yeah.
the things that you guys are throwing out is like, well, players do this right now. But that's the problem, is the fact that you can pick that up. Let's say somebody out there wants to play sweaty and they want to learn how to play better. Like, they would learn, oh, going for crates can be a death trap. Oh, hot dropping is bad. You know, there's a lot of skills that you can learn by watching competitive PUBG.
Yeah, but even the settings are different, right? At the end of the day, that like a casual player, they want to play like the pros or be like the pros. They really can't, because even the baseline for the settings are different. So how do you appeal to a casual viewer that's just you know, flipping through Twitch, right? And they see a competitive PUBG stream. What makes them want to click it if they can't even relate to it? You get what I'm saying?
Just
they
look
can't
at
relate to
viewership.
it. They can understand what's going on. It's not that they can't understand what's going on.
Yeah.
They just can't recreate it unless they really want to grind to do it.
I think the best thing that PUBG could do is just unify the settings. So make comp settings the normal pub settings, so that just like League of Legends, it's this exact same game. That's why people can relate to League of Legends. It's the exact same game. Sure, like the levels of strategy are certainly a lot higher at competitive, but they can relate to it. They know there's a jungle, they know there's an ADC, a bot lane, etc. They know that it's going to be, you know, a farm in the beginning and everything like that. It's very static for them.
Yeah, ZD brought up a great point. Every tournament I watch, the same fans are watching. So we're not getting any new fans. No new fans here. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I mean,
well, right now the big hard push for PUBG has been Broadcaster Royale, and so once the leagues start up, we'll start seeing a lot more pushes towards the esports side. But right now, you have to remember, everything's been third party. It hasn't been PUBG Corp official yet. So that's how come we haven't seen any hard pushes for anything except for the PGI stuff. And PGI had decent viewership.
The thing that sucks about PUBG is that you've already like hit this fucking massive peak with the player base, and all the players who are playing casual probably sick of the game now and don't want to get into comp, right? But whereas you have like CS, which like started from the bottom and got to a point where it is, right? You can't have like a competitive. You can't have like a natural competitive growth. You can, but it's not. It's not going to be like. I don't know. I just don't think it's going to be.
A lot of that is the players who were casuals and still are playing, have realized that they are not like that far behind of the curve. And we're seeing a lot of people who used to just be viewers, that are now playing in tier 3 or tier 2 scrims, and like pushing, like actually becoming players that are known in the scene.
All right. Well, thumbs up or thumbs down? Thumbs up, thumbs down. One's in the chat. Thumbs up if you like the tweet. Hey, I'll kick you if you don't.
I like the tweet. I like the formatting.
It still seems like it's an open discussion, right? We all kind of I feel like we're all on the same level of understanding that there is a gap, but we just don't have an understanding on how to close that gap. If I'm correct with saying that. Yeah?
I'm anti that. I think the fact that viewers understand, they have things to take away. You can't convince me otherwise.
Okay.
I stick with my guns on this one.
Well,
it comes down to promotion, right?
Yeah, comes down to promotion. So, yeah, I agree with you. PGI did have good promotion, though, with the in-game playing, the banners, and all that stuff. So I got to give it to them. Maybe we can continue getting that and I would assume with the pro leagues. But 10 out of 10 emoji. Oh, thank you, emoji use. All right, so 17 brought up a great point earlier. He's in the audience right now, but before I snagged him to get a couple wise words from 17, we're gonna kick it to 17, and then after that, I'm gonna outro us out. If you don't see me at the end, thanks for tuning on in. Let's see what 17 has to say. All right, I'm here with 17 PUBG free agent / analyst. Hey, 17, everybody probably knows you by now. If they don't, how you been, man? And intro yourself real quick.
We have to unmute again.
Yeah, what's up, Dave? Thanks for having me on. It's been a while since we got to do something like this, so it's always fun, always a good time. Lately, I've just been a free agent. There's only a few teams that I've really wanted to join, and so I've just kind of been playing the free agent market, hanging out, learning, more about analysts, casting stuff. And doing some freelance work for certain teams in the background. So that's really what I've been up to. Haven't really quit playing PUBG. Still got my skills on point. But really just waiting for the top rosters to kind of shake up again. So that's really what I've been up to.
Yeah, I mean, last time we actually saw each other, it was in Kiev, right? You were playing on Secret for the qualifiers for Star Ladder, but that was a couple months ago now.
Yeah, it's been a while over in Ukraine. That was a good time for sure.
So now, wait. So you're saying, do you still want to be a player, or do you want to be a coach or an analyst then for a team? I'm a little lost here. What are you hinting at?
I'm kind of in between stages right now. I'm willing to do either. As far as like playing, I still play daily and keep my stuff, like my aim on point and stuff like that. But I've been taking a step back a lot in observing teams, and trying to figure out which teams play different play styles than what I'm used to. So I'm just trying to grow as a player, and I've been doing some side work for other teams while I kind of wait for roster royale 2.0 to happen again, here when everything kicks off with Pro League. So that's what I've been up to, and just growing as a player, growing as a coach / analyst as well. So I'm a little bit everywhere, and I can see how it's kind of hard to understand.
No, I get it. I mean, that's good, because talking about being a little bit everywhere, we kind of had the PUBG Online Contenders series start up. I know you're part of the scrims, the NA scrims as well. So what are some teams? I mean, if you could name like one or two, maybe even three teams, in your opinion, that are underrated, right? That people should start to look for and start to recognize.
Yeah, so I've been taking a step back, like I said, and kind of checking out the whole scene, learning more about Tier 2 scrims and the players that are up and coming, because it seems like with PUBG we've just had these players who put themselves out in front of everyone from the beginning of PUBG, and now we're finally start to see these phases of new players coming in, and I think we're at a kind of a turning point where with Pro League coming up, there's going to be a few teams that separate themselves from the Tier 2 lobbies and start to throw themselves into contention for a top 16 team in North America. So one of those would have to be Frag Nation for me. They're a team that has switched their lineup up a little bit, but still having consistent results in those Tier 2 lobbies and in the Contender series for PUBG Online, as we saw just the first week of Contenders go down, and I think they're in the top 5 for sure. But they've been playing really strong, really good minds that kind of mesh well together, and their style of play really benefits that. So that would be one team. If I had to pick two more, I'd say Check 6. Check 6 is a team that's been around for a long time within PUBG, but never really able to break that top 10 NA, top 15 NA kind of that grouping. And I think they're ready. They got obviously made roster changes, and they've got a good group of 4 now, 4 to 5 that they've been playing with, and I'm really expecting big things from a couple of their players and from the team in general. So that would be another one. And if I had to pick one more, it's a team that's been around since the beginning of PUBG, but have kind of fallen off and kind of like been forgotten about. So for all those day one PUBG guys from season 1, Smoking Aces, I got my eyes on you guys to come back and really come out and perform. And I'm rooting for you guys to make Pro League. All three of these teams to kind of show up and really mix up that top 10 that we've become so accustomed to in North America.
Yeah, show up and po up, as they say. Smoking Aces. Wow. I mean, that name just rings bells from like a year ago. I feel like we're like a year and a half into PUBG right now. So
about a year and a half, I'd agree. Yeah, for sure.
Some OGs. Talking about OGs and new blood, though, let me ask you one more question before I let you go here. Who are some up and coming players? I know you named the teams to look out for, but what players in particular catches that the eye of 17?
For sure. When it comes down to players, especially me being a free agent and looking into possibly building a team again, it's something that I've contemplated back and forth. So I've really got a strong eye, like an eye on the strong group of fraggers that are in those Tier 2 lobbies and up and coming. And right off the top, I'd have to say we see a guy named Lobes coming out. He's been playing with a couple teams. He's been playing with Lobes and 3 pros, or 3 pros and
3
Lobes.
pros. No, 3 Lobes and 1 Lobe. Vice versa. 3 pros and Lobes, because his name is Lobe. So there's 1 Lobe, 1 Lobe and 3 pros. Yeah.
Yep. I've been watching Lobes and seeing kind of what he's got, and he's really been impressing me lately. Chubba Bubba, who's been a supporter of mine from day one, who it's been really cool to watch him grow from someone who came in and was watching my stream and chatting with me and just throwing support out.
He's on
to
Pyro now.
Right, asking
Yeah.
questions, and now he's playing in the Showdown series. He's playing with Team Pyro right now, and really had himself a good first week, which is awesome to see. I love to see, people who have put in the time in the scene, from the beginning and worked hard to get there. Which brings me to my next person, which would be Patron, P4 TRON.
Okay.
Used to be called Savage, S4V.
He likes the numbers. All right.
Right. Yeah, for sure. So if you know Savage, or AKA Patron now, he's someone who has had a crazy story throughout PUBG. With he actually was. I played with him a lot back in the day when he was Savage, with a couple other players. He was one of the first people that I played with Kickstart, and when we were putting together our original team. So this goes way back to the start. He's been around. He's came and went through different games, and now it looks like he's back. He's ready to put in the effort and see where it can take him. So Patron would be another one on my list, as well as let's see, Protege. Protege is an NA player that most of you may know from his time with Murder Plush Toys, which he's an NA player who was playing with an EU team, and when the announcement kind of came down that they had to shake up their roster for Pro League, he became the NA free agent, and he's someone who is very smart, has very good trigger discipline, and all the things that you'd like to see out of a player. Not just that fragging ability, which he does have, but he's a thinker too. So that would be my fourth, and my fifth would have to be Lamp-A-Lot from Frag Nation. He's someone who has just a nutty fragging potential. It's great to get in some games with these guys and play just pub games with these guys and see kind of what they're going to bring to this next wave of new players. And Lamp-A-Lot is definitely another one who, as far as fragging is concerned, he's going to lead the way.
All right. Well, thanks for your 17 quick thoughts right there. I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to lay it on me. Hopefully we'll see each other again in the future. But any last words you want to say before I let you go here?
Nah, Dave, always a pleasure. I enjoy it, and I enjoy this community so much. So thank you guys for watching. And if this is on Twitch or YouTube or whatever, go down and make sure you hit that like button.
Oh yeah.
Follow and subscribe for our boy Mustache Dave.
Hey, all right.
Not yet.
Wow. Well, first of all, I want to thank the live audience for joining me this evening. Thank you, live audience. You guys are live. You can say something if you want. Live audience. Hello? Like usually at the end of the show, you guys give a clap or something. I mean, that's why. Hey, there you go, live audience with the clap. Well, until next time, I'm Mustache Dave with the live audience behind me. Thanks for tuning on in. We'll see you out there.
Later, y'all.